Um, Good morning. Uh, Today we are going to discuss the next program, pulse width modulation and pulse position modulation. So as I have told in the previous experiment, pulse width modulation and pulse position modulation comes under the category of analog, discrete or time pulse modulation techniques. The only difference between amplitude modulation and pulse amplitude or pulse width or pulse position is the carrier signal. Whereas in the case of pulse analog continuous modulation technique, the carrier signal will be continuous sinusoidal continuous signal, whereas here in analog pulse or digital modulation technique, the carrier signal is discrete or pulses. Okay, so first we will discuss regarding the first pulse position modulation. Before going to the MATLAB and executing that, I will show the graphs. Okay, if you understand the graphs, then you will come to the clear picture. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. So this is the waveform of pulse amplitude, pulse position, pulse width modulation and pulse position modulation. Here the first one is the message signal, here the second one is the carrier signal, whereas in the previous case the carrier signal will be discrete, continuous in nature. Here the carrier signal is pulses, zeros and one, zeros and one. So by if you observe the message signal and the carrier signal, here I have obtained the pulse width modulation. So what is the thing you want to notice from the diagram is, here if you observe the message signal, here the magnitude of the message signal is high, and whereas here the magnitude of the message signal is low. Here the magnitude of the message signal is low. Okay, so where in the message signal, wherever you are having maximum amplitude, the final output, the pulse width, here the pulse width is more. Here you are having very less. In the message signal, here you are having very less amplitude or very less amplitude. So the pulse width is also very less. So if you observe here, so as the amplitude is increasing, the pulse width is also increasing. Next, from here onwards, the amplitude is decreasing. So what happened to the pulse width? The pulse width also slowly decreases. Now at this position, here the amplitude of the message signal is very less. That's why we have obtained very less pulse width. Again from here onwards, again the message signal amplitude is increasing. So that's why the pulse width also increasing. So this is the waveform we want to observe from the message signal and carrier signal. So whenever the amplitude of the message signal is very high, there at that location we should get the pulse, the width of the pulse should be more, and similarly wherever the amplitude of the message signal is very less, then we will get very small pulse. So depending upon the amplitude, the pulse width is varying. Here if you observe here, the widths of the pulse are not same. So the widths of the pulse are varying in accordance with the amplitude of the message signal. For larger amplitude of the message signal, we are getting larger width, and similarly for very less amplitude of the message signal, we are getting very less amplitude. So this is regarding the pulse width modulation. So from this figure you can clearly understand how the width of the pulse width modulated signal is varying with respect to the message signal. Next, coming to the ppm signal. So ppm signal I cannot draw directly from the message signal and carrier signal. So ppm stands for pulse width modulation. So ppm waveform we cannot obtain directly ppm waveform from the message signal and carrier signal. So the ppm waveform, we will obtain the ppm waveform only after getting pulse width modulated signal. So the all the falling edges of the pulse width modulation. So at every falling edges of the pulse width modulation, we will get PPM, pulse position modulated signal. So here, if you observe here, the widths of all the pulses are same. If you observe here, the widths of the pulse position modulated signal, the widths are same, but what is the only difference? The spacing. Here, if you observe here, the spacing between this pulse and this pulse is more, whereas if you observe here, the pulse width between this width and this width is the pulse, the position or the spacing between this pulse and this pulse is less, whereas here the spacing between this pulse and this pulse is more. Means depending upon the message signal, or so the PPM signal I cannot obtain directly from the means you cannot obtain the PPM signal based on the message signal. The PPM signal will be obtained only based on the pulse width modulated signal. So all the PPM signal pulses starts at the falling edges of the PWM waveform. Here the width of all the PPM signal pulses are same. The only difference is position. Here the spacing between these two pulses, for example, this is x. Here the position between these two pulses is 1.5x. Means here the width is same, but the spacing or the position varies. So if this is the graph which clearly indicates pulse width modulated signal and PPM signal. Okay, now let's go to the program. Now go to the MATLAB program. So this is your MATLAB program. So first I will run the program. Later I will explain the code. So I have run the program and I have obtained the waveform. Now I will show the waveform. So this is the pulse width modulation. So here this is your message signal. Here the amplitude is more, so that's why here the pulse the width of the pulses is more. Here the amplitude of the message signal is less, so the width of the pulse is also very less. So if you observe from here to here, the amplitude is increasing. So the widths of the pulses also increasing. From here to here, the widths, the amplitude of the message signal is decreasing. So the widths of the pulses also decreasing. Again, from here to here, the widths are increasing. So the widths of the PWM signal is also increasing. And finally, this is a demodulated signal. Okay. So a small noise came into the picture. Okay, so almost equal to the message signal. So this is the waveform we have generated by using the code. Okay, now we'll go to the code and explain how to write the code. Okay, the same function CLC. Where CLC used to clear the command window, and clear all is used, all the workspace will be cleared, and close all command is used to close all the existing graph. Okay, so and FC is carrier frequency, and FS is sampling rate, and FM is message signal frequency. Okay, so this is our time period starting from 0, and since the carrier signal is discrete in nature, want to define the time period. Okay, next, so M of t indicates the message signal. M of t indicates message signal. So and here directly we can use directly the inbuilt function PWM. Okay, if you use the PWM, so this is your message signal. So So this S of t is your final modulated PWM signal. So here by using the inbuilt function, so using a message signal, carrier signal, sampling rate, and here this PWM is the inbuilt function. So this is the beauty of the MATLAB. Without writing particularly some multiplication of message signal with the carrier or the procedure involved in the pulse width modulation. Here in MATLAB, we are having the advantage directly the inbuilt function. If you use this PWM pulse width modulation, automatically all the multiplications or whatever the things that should be done for pulse width modulation, that will be done by using directly this inbuilt function. The inbuilt function is PWM. PWM stands for pulse width modulation. And similarly, here you will get the pulse width modulated signal. And finally, after that, we want to demodulate the signal. So here also demodulate. Here also we are using directly the inbuilt function. So this is how by using these functions we can directly get all the waveforms. Okay, coming to the figures. So what are the figures we are supposed to see? One is the first one. Message signal. So message signal on the x-axis we will have time period, on the y-axis we will have amplitude. And the second plot, what is the second plot? Pulse width modulated signal, PWM signal. So PWM signal means similarly time period and amplitude. And finally we want to get demodulated signal. So on the third plot we will have demodulated signal. So by using this inbuilt pulse width modulation, we can easily get the waveform. Similarly, we will discuss regarding pulse position modulation. Okay, now I will go to the pulse position modulation program. So this is our pulse position modulation code. First I will run the program. I will show the waveform. So this is our pulse position modulation. So this is our message signal, and this is, so if you observe here, the widths of all the pulse position signal are same. The only difference is spacing or position. So if you observe here the two pulses are separated with small distance, but similarly if you observe here the two pulses are separated with large distance. As I have already told, PPM signal, I cannot draw the PPM signal, or I cannot expect the PPM signal by seeing message signal and carrier signal, by seeing the message signal. So PPM signal should be followed by pulse width modulated signal. Okay. So the trailing edges of the pulse width modulation, the pulse position pulses will start. If you observe here in this pulse position PPM modulated signal, the widths of all the pulses are same. The difference is only spacing or position. Here the spacing is very large. Here the spacing is very less. So this is our message signal. This is your pulse position modulated signal, and this is your final demodulated signal. Okay, now I will go to the and go and explain the code. Go to the program. So here also same. So CLC clear, and this is clear all and close all. So already told. So FC is carrier frequency, FS is message signal frequency. So Here also finally, here also I can directly use ppm inbuilt function. So by using this inbuilt function, so ppm inbuilt function, we can directly get the ppm waveform. Okay, so very simple. So how to generally, if I can draw generally, if I want to get a ppm is, first of all I want to generate a PWM signal. For the requirement of PWM signal, I want to have message signal followed by carrier signal. Once message signal and carrier signal is readily available, then first I want to generate PWM signal. Once PWM signal is available, then we can calculate the ppm signal. But by using this inbuilt function ppm signal in the MATLAB, you can directly obtain the wave. Okay. Thank you.